WaterNet is a capacity building network that was formed officially in 1999, involving more than around 70 research and educational institutions in East and Southern Africa. The main objective of WaterNet is capacity building in the water sector, seeing there are so many challenges around water issues. I would say the objectives of WaterNet are being met.
WaterNet undertake its mandate through activities that are mainly educational, made of a master's program in integrated water resource management, but also PhD fellows. The second set of activities are linked to continuous professional development, under which we have training courses that we conduct for SADC member state ministries, river basin organization, and when needed, also your water utilities. The next set of activities are linked to collaborative research, where WaterNet, together with its members, put together a proposal where research are conducted and where new knowledge are actually being generated. And the last set of activities of capacity building are linked to what we call knowledge management and outreach, where we convene events like the current Symposium, where you have researchers, policymakers and practitioners working in the water sector coming together to share their results and finding and state of progress in terms of new knowledge that are coming out of existing and ongoing projects.
The thing also actually started around 1997, 1998, 1999. And interestingly, in 1999, after WARFSA and WaterNet have actually had a workshop, a founding workshop, and put together a project document which coincide with what the Netherlands government also had in line in terms of water management. And they approved it, and it started off with a 4-year project grant. Right. Now that was in 1999, but then the launch workshop itself, it started in a very excited manner. It was launched in March 2000 at Victoria Falls. When we started, some of us, it was clear to us that tackling water is not just an engineering problem. There's a social aspect to it. Yes? There's an economic aspect to it, right? There's an environmental aspect to it. It was clear to us. And part of our mission, let me not say anything yet about the vision, but part of our mission was to make many more people, those in the water sector and those dealing with life, because water is life, realize what it is all about, have that same appreciation. And I think there has been quite a bit of success in this area. There are many more people who understand, who have the skills and knowledge to help towards water security. Now, water security is actually the vision. And water security says you have enough water, satisfy your needs, right, in an effective manner. And in that process, you and me do not compromise the future generation in satisfying their own needs. So is water being available in good quality, in good quantity, going on. By and large, the broad vision of capacity building in integrated water resources management is coming into fruition. In fact, the way forward is to make that integration even stronger.
We have trained more than 500 graduates in the region, ranging from Kenya, Uganda, all the way to the SADC states further down. We have achieved that mandate to a large extent, but the demand is more and we could still train some more because water issues are so diverse and they are so numerous. We need many more trained staff and experts to be able to cope with the challenges that we experience in the region. But by and large, the objectives have been achieved, and we have also expanded beyond master's training to also include postgraduate training in the form of PhDs, postdoc training. We have also ventured into short professional development, where we also capacity build those who are already working but are not trying to get academic qualifications. So I would say the objectives of WaterNet have been met to a large extent.
I did the WaterNet Master's Program 2008-2009, and after that after some years I became the vice chairperson for the WaterNet Alumni Association, and after that the chairperson until last year. I was the chairperson of the WaterNet Alumni Association. So it is, I think WaterNet is as much a part of my career as in a part of me as a person in the water sector, as a player in the water sector, as anything. And also having been being an alumna of the program means that you have this, it's a connection that's supposed to be, it's always there. So WaterNet is close to my heart. It's a passion. I'm not working for WaterNet, but we work closely with WaterNet. And in everything you do, you see the connections, because that's where you come from. I guess it's home when I look at myself as a water practitioner now. So it's a relationship. It's a good relationship. It's an intimate relationship because of where I come from as a water person now. But it's one that I see a lot of opportunities for growth for or about. Mainly because now, like yesterday, we signed an MOU between where I work now and WaterNet as two networks that are actually working in the region and for a similar, or at least a collective objective. So I think going ahead, it goes back to where it's come full circle from being an intern to now working with WaterNet from the outside, but really inside as well, because you can't divorce yourself there. So half the time you're not divided, but you're conflicted. Not conflicted, but you're confused, but in a very good way. It's a warm relationship, I would say that. Yes.
Here I represent the WaterNet alumni. I was fortunate to be elected as the current vice chairperson of the WaterNet Alumni Steering Committee. I'm here on alumni issues. I'm here to build the network or expand the brand of the alumni and get in touch. We're here to drive the WaterNet alumni go forward, meet other representatives, network, and get to know what they're up to, so that we can feed back to the whole alumni as a group. Because as you have noted or have been told, there are plus 500 people part of the alumni or that have benefited as fellowship from the fellowship. We link such events and we drive forward what we purpose to do, and we feed back to fellow alumni. When it comes to capacity building issues, besides all other collaborative research, it is very important in the sense that, yes, the main objective is to capacitate water managers within the sphere, the SADC sphere. So we as SADC members, we feel such drives are good or are beneficial because they are proactive to events that lead to, or events that look into the sustainable use of natural resources within the globe. And of course, they link to regional strategic action plans. Such leads to sustainable development goals, which we are part and privy to. I mean, if you touch on areas of sustainability, it's one hand after the other. There should be a continuum, which I think WaterNet is playing a pivotal role in that.
20 years, it's for an organization. I think it's a landmark celebration. In your 20s, you kind of start gaining some maturity. You know, you are no longer very young. You at least working. People should start counting on you. And WaterNet indeed at 20 is gaining more and more recognition from across the SADC region, because that's our primary catchment.
We are quite happy to have gone 20 years in this business, and we have grown from a number of less than 20 institutions to more than 70, like I have highlighted. We have trained a lot of professionals, and we see our relevance in the region is growing. We are now part and recognized by SADC as a subsidiary institution of SADC related to capacity building of the SADC water division. So we are very happy. We reflect on the 20 years and with satisfaction over what we have done.
The title of my presentation is The Coming of Age of WaterNet, a reflection of past, present and future. It is a great pleasure for me to celebrate the 20th anniversary of WaterNet with all of you. WaterNet has grown up and has evolved from being a beautiful and eager child into an energetic and promising adolescent, and now ready to turn into a powerful actor. It has the power to convene. It has the power to convene you, such a crowd of gifted water experts, senior and junior, female and male, from the region and far beyond. But your powers go beyond the here and now. For many, WaterNet has been a life-changing experience, including for myself. It has profoundly changed my perspective on the world, and hopefully, perhaps I didn't succeed, my attitude for the better as well. I've had the privilege to teach and supervise and therefore to get to know so many fine and smart students. These are my heroes and heroines. Many are in the room, in this room today, but many more are not here, simply because they have to do an important professional job managing the water resources of the region. Apart from this important group of actors, there's another very important aspect of WaterNet. I think the most special of WaterNet is that it is creating its own future. Through its alumni, because some of the first WaterNet alumni are now setting the scene for what needs to be done next. Some WaterNet alumni have become policymakers and decision makers at national, regional and even global level. For instance, at the SADC Water Resources Technical Committee, basically the SADC Director of Water, several alumni are represented, and several regional bodies are headed by WaterNet alumni. The fate of WaterNet and how it will evolve in the future, this also lies in the hands of some of the high-level decision makers who have been trained by the very WaterNet itself. I find this an amazing achievement. It is difficult to imagine the water sector in Southern and Eastern Africa without WaterNet.
Good food, dance, not really dance, unfortunately, and the ambience was conducive for a real symposium. One of the highlights of this symposium was that the local organizing committee solicited support from local companies, which was important. It was for the first time for local organizing committee to come up with a significant amount. So it was well noted, but of course it was of the tune of about €4,000. So during my time, that was also something quite significant. And also for the first time, WaterNet sponsored 6 best students drawn from 3 member institutions hosting the Indaba Master's program. From the 3, and also the 3 institutions, which is WaterNet, WARFSA, and GWP, made offered prizes for best papers and posters by young researchers. I think that also is continuing. The second symposium, which I presented for Malawi, we've seen some of this. One highlight of this symposium is that Peter van der Zak gave a keynote paper on impact of regional water resources capacity building, citations of the published proceedings of the annual symposium in Southern Africa. And I know that you'll hear more about this later from Professor Matsunaki. But the main conclusion, which was interesting, is that the papers were scientifically sound, but there was no positive evidence of the impact the initiatives were having on improving livelihoods of people. That's the seventh in long. And now we are 28 down the line, and I think maybe we still have a measure of how much of impact on livelihoods of peasants on the ground. But interestingly, one of the take-home messages which I took from Malawi came from Professor Zimani Kapanira. She was then the Vice Chancellor of the University of Malawi. He defined to us what a symposium was. Maybe most of you are here, but you don't know what a symposium is. So apparently, a symposium is a drinking party of convivial discussion, especially as held in ancient Greece after a banquet. The word is derived from Latin. Sorry, it is derived from Greek, but via Latin, from Symposium, from Sympotes, which is a fellow drinker, from Sum, together, as Potes, which is a drinker. So a symposium revolved around drinking and banquet. Yes, of course, after Malawi, we went to Lilongwe, Zambia. I think you can see some of we went to Lusaka, Zambia, sorry. This was an interesting symposium in the sense that the initial planning was that it should take place in Harare and Zimbabwe. But due to political and economic issues, we had to switch within 6 months. So in my tenure as WaterNet manager, this was one of the most stressful periods being located in Harare. Super inflation, many other things. So we had to switch to Lusaka. And thank you to the Country Water Partnership of GWP in Lusaka, in Zambia, we managed to pull this through in 6 months. And it happened late in my time to be one of the most attended symposiums. A landmark event of this was also a 2-hour video link with the Delft Technical University, where we're having a kind of a parallel session on the conference on sustainable development in Africa. And another landmark for me was a result of my general persuasion for the establishment of the WaterNet Alumni Association, which was duly launched. As you saw from what Peter asked, some of the alumni are still happy that that alumni is still surviving. The last symposium, which I presided over, was here in Johannesburg, and it was hosted by the School of Civil Environmental Engineering at the University of Witwatersrand, and it was led by Professor Taglieno, the local organizing committee. One of the messages which I got from there came from the Vice Chancellor of the university then, Professor Wilson Mohi, who said that he noted that academic institutions integrated skill-led critical mass in water research within the world. Again, this is something which needs to be ground-checked and moving forward.
So they are students from different disciplinary backgrounds, and this program, especially the Integrated Water Resources Management one, affords students from different backgrounds to come together and try and come up with space for themselves in the water sector. And together they try to therefore try and address some of the problems, hopefully, in the region and on the continent at large. They also come from different countries, as you've seen. And together, it's about a more aware graduate that is grounded in the region and with an appreciation of the different parts of its constituent countries, as well as East Africa, thereby building lifelong learning, as well as friendships that help, especially if you're talking about cooperation in the water sector. So this span, and in some cases you find that it's not just about the graduation and the program itself and the training, they are lifelong friendships, husbands and wives. While some of us know the stories of the alumni or the trainings itself, it is important for us to tell the stories, not just as a collective, but the individual stories about the journeys they've traveled and where they are, and what they're working on and how they're contributing to the sector, not just in the region, but beyond the region, the world at large, so that we can inspire, or in a way, inspire the next generation, or at least the next group of people that can work in the sector, not looking at it only as an engineering field. I come from the social sciences, but as a field that is important from different disciplines, and one that can therefore inspire the future of life. It is also time for us to relook this need for continued investment in capacity development for water resources management sector, to look more at how the alumni can help in realizing this. I think surely, having received a scholarship to study, we as alumni have the responsibility to give back to the region, individually or through the organizations that we work for. Surely, if it's not a responsibility, then it has to be the right thing to do, a duty of some sort. So as we go on with this symposium, I think especially as alumni and especially as the Alumni Association, I think it's important that we recognize as a cadre, as a cadre of water practitioners, friends and colleagues, saddled with the responsibility to contribute to peace and prosperity and human dignity in Southern Africa as well as East Africa and the world at large. Thank you very much.
Issues, especially trying to understand IWRIM, and when we thought that is for WaterNet, we thought that is the target group would be researchers, would also be educators, also professionals, graduate students, and happily today we have even policymakers. Those were also, we thought that is when we had this symposium, this would happen. But much more importantly, with this one, I'm very passionate about it. That is, we create an opportunity for the young scientists to now get into the trade. That is, to learn, to present their research findings, and taking into consideration that is then the only facilities or limited facilities you would have to travel to Europe, and of which is actually, with our limited budgets, it would be actually problematic. And of course, one of the things is with the symposium, it offers us an opportunity to exchange views on what are some of the recent developments. Like in Zambia last year, some of the colleagues were displaying some of the recent developments in river surveying using drones, all these kind of things. Again, actually, this symposium, one of the intentions was that we can actually debate some of the emerging issues. They are actually very interesting, some debating emerging issues. Yesterday I was in a meeting on WWF, and there were quite a lot of sort of discussion. They were talking about one of the emerging issues, particularly in research, that is, we tend to focus on rivers that are always flowing, but the semi-arid regions are dominated by rivers that don't flow all the time. But do we understand this? So this offers us an opportunity to exchange scientific knowledge, as it already says. And also, in this symposium, we get to know what some of the recent initiatives in the region. We meet various networks. And also, the other opportunity for the symposium is WaterNet is run as a member network, and therefore we have to meet once a year to take account of what has been happening, and therefore we have to do it during this symposium. And where we've been, it is as a result of a local institution being prepared to host. That is quite critical. We need first a host. We cannot just say we'll go to this particular country. So that is quite important. Where do our participants come from? This is just from the Namibian conference, that's 2017, where to get the information. We have quite, I know we've had Southeast Asia in some of the conferences that we've had. And the number of oral presentations, they vary from 90 to sometimes to 120 over each of these. And this, when we started in Maputo, there were just about 30. And now, actually, we get submissions, I think about 200 to 300 papers, people who want to come and present papers. And of course, we always have posters, which are a special part. And one of the key features of the symposium, Comrade Minister, at the end, on Friday, we award a prize for the best young scientists for all the themes. And the best one is funded to go and attend an international symposium. And we do produce proceedings. And then firstly it was a proceeding and then went into the journals. We had every year we produce a journal, now it's now online. Again, talking about it, but what is it? One of the most major points is to give an opportunity for our young scientists to start to learn the trade, to publish. And I will illustrate this. Here we are talking about the number we have published out of 643 articles. The impact factor, the citations are quite good. And very interestingly, this is just a selection. Most of the people in that you are seeing, their first time to be a publisher of an article was in this journal. And the top row there, most of those guys now, they've risen out to be full professors, deans at their universities.
In particular, the hosts for this symposium is the Department of Chemical Sciences. This department has an excellent ranking. According to several global rankings, this department is considered the best in Africa. So again, if chemistry and water is your thing, you are in the right audience and you should be able to find partners here. I'm glad for those outside of South Africa that you will take on the journey to South Africa. We hope you enjoy your visit, and we're glad that you were not warned off by all kinds of problems associated with South Africa. We find those of us who live here, who are citizens, who are researchers, who decided to make this our home, we're very proud of South Africa and we're proud of what we can achieve. I would be personally proud if solutions for water problems comes out of my faculty at the University of Johannesburg. So welcome, colleagues. We appreciate your time. We understand you could have spent it any other way. We appreciate that you decided to spend it as part of this symposium. So I wish you all the best in your deliberations, and I'm looking forward for a report from the local organizing committee as to the successes that comes out of your discussions over the next 3 days. Thank you very much.
The global importance of water cannot be overstated. It is crucial for all life and it is important for human, socio-economic well-being. Hence its value is seen from the context of environmental, social and economic good. The well-being of humanity across the world through the ages has always been dependent on the secure source of water. Conversely, its absence has seen the demise of often well-established societies. We know that in certain parts of the world, some of the conflicts and the devastating effect of the unavailability of the water resource has actually resulted in untold suffering. In certain communities, certain communities have actually disappeared in the eyes of the world. This session we are hosting today as your 20th session, and we have done a good job over time. But we urge you to earnestly pull together and spare no effort to live up to the challenges of our times for the sake of more and just human wealth. A significant challenges that we need to address now individually and collectively is the issues within the water courses, because if they left unattended to, there is going to be a conflict. And even in the past, we know that even the migration of people was on the basis of the resources. Conversely, well-formulated and proactive intervention to address issues in a manner that is beneficial for all of us as humanity, creating good basis for mutual cooperation and among stakeholders, whatever we do as professionals. Whether we use technology, find different solutions, everything to deal with the challenges of our time, it's important that at the center, every time, we don't leave humanity behind. Communities must be at the center of the things we do, because of the wisdom and the knowledge you possess, it must be there to help nations to prosper. Cooperation and governance systems therefore become imperative. They are critical success factors in addressing water resources and associated issues and challenges. There are political legacies we face as a continent and as a region. They still remain large. Some they are more difficult than others. But our governments are trying, especially those of you who are working in the space in governments, in dealing with some of these issues as a matter of priority. And we need to be able then to find that particular balance as I was saying. The issues of economic growth, they have led to high water demands. And we have reached a point where we must know that every drop of water we waste, someone is looking for that drop.
I'm extremely delighted and humbled to stand before you at this historic 20th WaterNet WARFSA GWP-SA Symposium. This year's event marks 20 years in a row that the Symposia has been held in Southern and East Africa. On behalf of the WaterNet Management Board, and indeed the WaterNet family, I sincerely thank and appreciate organizations and governments that have been involved in the planning of the annual symposium since the year 2000.
Foremost, congratulations to all of you, and congratulations to all of us. Getting to the 20th symposium has not been an easy task, and it's no easy task. The strategy: collaboration in research, professional short courses or professional development courses, a master's in integrated water resources management. This annual symposium links with SADC and other partners. That strategy has proved to be quite solid.
So these are some examples what you're seeing here, and drought is upcoming here, but connected with droughts is also about floods that may occur here at the same time. Strongly related also to droughts is heat, which may happen in urban areas primarily, but what you also see back in agriculture areas. And related to heat is also health, which is strongly related to that. Not only because of diseases, but also because lack of water may lead to lack of sanitation. So what you see, this is projection of water scarcity that comes out from the global assessment report that's made up by UNESCO. And this is 2050 projections, and also there you see in some parts of Africa that there will be an increase of water scarcity. And I think what you're experiencing here in South Africa at the moment is reflecting actually that those changes may happen.
My heading, which I shamelessly stole from the Department of Water Affairs, Some Water for All Forever, which I think is where we're all trying to aim for the future. This week's symposium, it's saying much the same thing. the sustainability, the water security, the leaving no one behind. Through the sort of half century or more that we've had major water resource developments across the world now, we've all known the benefits and we've all seen them well articulated, the crops, the shops full of food and so on. But gradually, from about the 1970s onwards, another voice started to appear about something that was going wrong. The costs of development were also starting to appear, and they weren't being well articulated. It also was appearing in terms of social costs, and even more so, although we can tell quite clearly what the benefits of development will be, the costs of development seem to differ from river to river. Pastoralists in Tanzania who were losing their grazing, food and water because of upstream dams, little boys who had to stop going to school because a dam had reduced the flow of water downstream to so low that their livestock were now crossing the river and they had to come out of school to keep them on the right side of the river. So everywhere we were seeing costs, and we haven't really yet got to a point where we can summarise those costs and predict them for any one river the same way that we can for benefits. We're still on that learning curve. But what we are learning is that everything we have and everything we do depends on fresh water. For that tiny proportion of water in the world, it looks after our industry, our homes, our livelihoods, our food and our health. And we're starting to realise in a very big way that if we don't look after our rivers and lakes and wetlands, they can't look after us. And so we started to look at this. We started to intervene and think about what needed to be done to make sure that these systems can continue to be there in a form that benefits us. We were realising that as you develop the water resources, the ecosystems, which are living systems, will change. And we can manage that change, or we can just close our eyes to it, and it's going to happen anyway. So it's better to manage change, and we have at last started to step forward and try and manage how we are changing our systems.
A lot of very good work and a lot of, frankly, dense work done in terms of scenario development, in terms of schematics. Part of me questions whether we might want to complement that with more policy-oriented packaging in cases to stimulate interest from, a wider group in terms of operationalizing this stuff.
Now, apart from humans and its protection from various contaminants in water, the aquatic ecosystem itself needs to be sustainable. It has to be resilient to these human activities that is occurring. Several studies have shown that work activities around a river system or the river bank usually have a direct impact on the water quality of the area.
I've done a lot of knowledge and campaigns on sanitation and hygiene awareness and practices. That's why you see even the people that are fetching water from the safe waters are still treating. You find the people who didn't get water from the safe waters are not many, but the treatment, almost everybody, is even from the clean water sources. They are also treating their water. Then we also have another program that we are doing for household water treating from PNG, whereby you find the people from Chesim village, they are able to get water from service water, but they are treating.
In conclusion, the roles of microfiles and residual microorganisms in wetland biological systems are firmly connected and must be studied simultaneously. Unlike most of the studies which are done currently, they do research on microfilms alone and on organisms alone. So it's better to do them simultaneously because they are strongly linked.
Yeah, there's some evidence that due to climate intensification also, that there may be more frequent flash floods. So we often talk about more intense rainfall. And there's quite a lot of inequity in the impacts of flash floods, given often that they strike riparian areas and people who live in the floodplains are often the poorer people and are then by that also affected by flash floods.
It has been an insightful conference where we've been able to interact with the various stakeholders, mainly looking at water issues and also how best we can manage our water resources so that they benefit us and the future generations to come.
It's my first WaterNet Symposium. From my observation, it's been a very well planned and executed symposium. The themes that have been presented, the subject matters, all aligned very well with Water for All as the symposium's motto. So I really enjoyed it, found it very insightful. Hoping WaterNet can grow from strength to strength in the future.
This was an exciting conference where I also got a chance to present. I learned a lot because my study is on water, on conservation, on how farmers are conserving water, how are they coping with drought and how are they planning to cope in the future. So I've learned a lot because many people were also touching on the drought situation and how we can conserve water since we have limited water resources. So it gave me an opportunity to be exposed to what is happening around the world regarding water and how we can conserve water for our own good. So I learned a lot. I got an opportunity to present my work. I got an opportunity to get feedback, and it was so life-changing and very informative. So I just want to thank WaterNet for such a wonderful conference. Thank you.
Some water.
We have 5 categories under which young scientists were competing. 5 oral themes categories, and then 1 category for the poster sessions, and then we have the overall winner, which is called the Louis Yonker Award. The title of the presentation was Modeling Groundwater Flow Under Chaotic Urbanization, Constraints in Kinshasa, Capital Region, DR Congo, and this is Cedric Mulowai. The title is Heavy Metal Removal metal removal by microalgae, biofilms from industrial wastewater, by Boreka Poke Cosinati Makanya. The title of the presentation is Multi-Criteria-Led Evaluation for Sustainability Analysis of Neglected and Underutilized Species in South Africa. And this is Hilary Mugio. Utilization of zeolite polythelasulfide membrane in saltwater injection. This is Nico Morris Chauke. The title of the presentation is What else does command agriculture do? Expropriating livelihood, social capital, and water governance. And this is Tawe Wachitata. The presentation is quantification and thermal deabsorption, studies of connecting water and sediments from Mokolo River, Limpopo Province, South Africa. And this is
the Louis Shonka Award, just for the benefit of those who are not aware of it, Louis Shonka was teaching at the University of the Western Cape. And when we started WaterNet, we were looking for an institution that we could collaborate with in South Africa. And Louis Shonka was one of the first persons to volunteer to actually say he would like to collaborate on issues of regional issues, etc. And in this capacity building, incidentally, actually, Louis Shonka was not a trained water resource person, but actually he was a zoologist for that matter. But he seized the opportunity to say the University of the Western Cape would like actually to partner with you so that we can actually work together in the regional capacity development. And therefore, Louis Shonka, as a representative of the University of the Western Cape, was actually the first South African representative in WaterNet. And he was a man with a lot of passion, a man who puts all his energies. Actually, you like the quote, he was a comrade. I'm pleased to tell you, without apologizing, we are now a very large center for water research. I just on my own, I have up to about 17 MSc PhD students. So that's the work of Louis Shonka. But within the region, everybody was a friend for Louis Shonka. And unfortunately, he succumbed to cancer in 2015, but he was a fighter. So that's why we named this in the Louis Shonka Award in honor of this great effort that our colleague bequeathed to the WaterNet Society. And his spirit of togetherness, unashamedly, no boundaries, but together, comrades, let's go. He always say, comrade, what is it that you want us to fight for? And I would say, Louis, you know the local fights, take them on. Say, I will take them on.
Metals removal by microalgae biofilms from industrial wastewater on a Cosinati Makanya.
This time, I really don't believe it, but thank you very much.
Those who are still alive with us would like to take 1 minute of silence in memory of all the founding members who were there
but who are no longer with us this evening. So if we can stand up all and observe 1 minute of silence. I would like at this juncture to call Professor Motwadi to come and take care of the proceedings so that we can go ahead and acknowledge all the founding members who have been with us since 2000. We have other founding members that are not with us, but that would like to acknowledge. I know you would have loved to be present among us, and you couldn't make it the last minute, but I would like us to put our hands together for Professor Hubert Savnak. Let's also put our hands together for Professor Ryan Titus, Professor Dennis Drizo, and Professor Rui Brito. Honorable Minister, please accept our sincere appreciation for gracing this occasion with us. Thank you very much.